and Norris Davis blocks another punt, and Norris Davis has another North Carolina touchdown. Norris Davis's 5th touchdown of the season. Incredible.
The Heels can score on offense as well. Senior quarterback Mark May has come back from shoulder surgery to lead a Tar Heel offense with 8 touchdown passes, 4 of them going to senior Eric Lewis. And a win today would bring the Tar Heels a giant step closer to Coach Dick Crum's 2nd ACC championship. Presents CFA College Football, and today in the first game of our doubleheader, a battle for first place in the ACC. From Kenan Stadium in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, it's the number 10 Clemson Tigers going head-to-head with the North Carolina Tar Heels. Hi, everybody. This is Bob Rathman, and welcome to our CFA doubleheader. Joining me is the coach, Lee Corso. And Lee, Clemson comes in at number 10 in the country, and they rely on a trio of talented tailbacks.
Clemson's always had great tailbacks. Their tailback position this year in 8 games have given over 1,500 yards. Terry Allen, number 1 in Atlantic Coast Conference in rushing. He's quick. 22, Wesley McFadden, that over 200 pounds and number 2 in the rushing in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Number 33, Joe Henderson. In the second half against Wake Forest, he got 115 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he's very dangerous.
Clemson's defense has been airtight. They are 2nd in the NCAA in total defense and 4th against the rush.
And because they're so tough, Michael Dean Perry gets a lot of publicity, but he deserves it. He's very quick for 280 pounds. His forte, tackling backs in the backfield, and he loves to sack the quarterback. He's a dominant factor in this Clemson defense.
To combat that defensive presence, North Carolina quarterback Mark May must have a big game today.
Mark May came here as one of the most highly recruited quarterbacks ever out of North Carolina. He's smart, he's intelligent, he's a great leader. He's been hurt, but he's ready today. He must throw the football effectively for North Carolina to move.
One of the big stories in college football this year has been North Carolina's uncanny ability to score points with its defense, and Norris Davis has been amazing.
Number 4 is absolutely amazing. Norris Davis has scored 5 touchdowns in 5 different ways. I mean, I'm telling you, that's unbelievable, and he must play well and come up with a big play for the upset of North Carolina.
So, Coach, what are the keys today for Clemson?
Okay, Clemson, play Clemson football. Control the line of scrimmage, run the football, and kick field goals when they get near down the Carolina goal line, because Carolina plays excellent goal line defense.
And for the Tar Heels of North Carolina,
obviously stop the tailbacks at Clemson. They've got to throw the ball effectively, especially long, and they've got to play exceptionally well on the special teams, because I tell you, Clemson can beat you anytime they touch the football on returns.
First place in the ACC is on the line as the North Carolina Tar Heels meet the Clemson Tigers, and here come the Tigers. Tar Heels of North Carolina. ESPN's presentation of CFA football is being brought to you by Bud Light. Everything else is just alike. By Avis. With low super value rates around the world, Avis makes traveling so easy. By McDonald's. It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's. And by AT&T, the right choice. Kenan Stadium in Chapel Hill, the scene. First place in the ACC on the line as Clemson meets North Carolina.
Let's get back out now to the heels, the paws, and 2 men that think on their feet.
Thank you, Tim Brando. Hi, everybody. Bob Rathman, Lee Corso at picturesque Kenan Stadium. And what a day we have for first place showdown. Clear skies, 63 degrees, and just a mild breeze here at Kenan Stadium today. Kenny Miller will be kicking off for the North Carolina Tar Heels. Clemson won the toss, and they have elected to receive, and Kenny Miller is set to boot it deep. Clemson is outstanding in kick returns, and the Tigers will bring this one back from the 15, outside to the 30, and out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Let's take a look at the Clemson offense. Rodney Williams is the quarterback and is joined in the eye by Terry Allen and Tracy Johnson. The receivers are Gary Cooper, Dan Pearman, and Keith Jennings. The tackles, Ty Gardner and Jeff Nunemacher. And the interior line for Clemson, Eric Harmon, Jeff Back, and John Phillips. Joe Henderson with the kickoff return for the Tigers, and Clemson has it 1st and 10 from its own 33-yard line. Going in motion is Tracy Johnson. And it's a pitch to Terry Allen. And the Carolina defense is there. Let's introduce you to the Tar Heel starters. The defensive line, Reuben Davis, Carlton Bailey, and Tim Goad. The inside linebackers are Brett Rudolph and Mitch White. The outside linebackers, Antonio Goss and John Reed. In the secondary, at the cornerback spots, Derek Donald and Victor Bullock. And the safeties are Norris Davis and Dan Vuletich. A loss of a yard on the play. Some movement in that line. And Russell stopped the play. Johnson with the carry, but penalty markers are down. I would guess, Lee, in a game of this nature, you've got the emotions running high at this time.
One of the things you do offensively in a game like this is to change the snap count. That way you can get that defensive line to jump offside and get yourself an easy 5 yards.
Ron Daly, our referee here in Chapel Hill today, and the penalty goes against the Tigers. Dick Crum on the North Carolina sidelines, and there is Danny Ford, the head coach of the Clemson Tigers. The Tigers are 7-1 overall, 4-1 in the ACC, and that loss was an upset loss at home against the Wolfpack of NC State. The Tar Heels have rebounded after losing at home to Wake Forest. The Heels have come back to win 2 straight. They come in at 5-3 overall. 2nd and 15 for the Tigers. Out of the eye, Williams throws to the tight end, and it's complete out to the 40-yard line. And making the grab, Big Dan Pearman, number 89. And Williams, who is not known at all as a throwing quarterback, hits his first pass of the day.
What they did is they started an option play to the right to get the Carolina defense moved to the left, and then they hit Coley right there in the middle where the linebacker took off.
That picks up 12 yards, and it becomes 3rd down and 3 at the 40-yard line. No score just underway for Chapel Hill, and the quarterback, Rodney Williams, pulls away from center. He wants to go to the sidelines and talk it over with Danny Ford. A timeout on the field. No score in Chapel Hill. ESPN's presentation of CFA football is being brought to you by Jeep. There's a feeling you can get only in a Jeep. And by GTE. GTE. Clemson taking a timeout to talk things over. They've got a 3rd down and 3 situation from their own 40-yard line. The Tigers have had great success here in Kenan Stadium, winning 9, losing 5, and tying 1, and a key 3rd down play to open up the first Tiger drive. The tailback spot. Tracy Johnson gets the carry, and he moves it up to the 45, and that's a 1st down.
One of the best offensive linemen we've seen in the film and a replay is 61 Phillips. Watch the right offensive guard as he pulls to the right. He will hook the defensive end. It gets a good block. Number 42 breaks it to the outside. Tracy Johnson. They are dynamite at 3rd down and short yardage.
There's the senior John Phillips out of Spruce Pines, North Carolina. 1st and 10 for Clemson from the Tiger 44-yard line. The fake and the pitch, and it is Allen into Tar Heel territory at the 46. Terry Allen's a redshirt freshman out of Commerce, Georgia, the leading rusher in the ACC.
They like the option play because it gives them a lot of movement. They can get the fullback up the middle, and they can pitch it off to a guy like Allen who can make the break. What makes Clemson so great is that if they get one tailback hurt like Allen, they can bring in McFadden, they can bring in Henderson. They got a lot of talent at that tailback position.
2nd down and 1. Allen gaining 9 yards on that carry. Williams up the middle, and it's Tracy Johnson over the 45, and the officials will mark the ball at the North Carolina 44-yard line, and Clemson has its 2nd first down of the game. Defensive end Tim Goad made the tackle, and there's a look at Tracy Johnson, who leads Clemson with those 6 touchdowns. Danny Ford, the product of Alabama. At age 33, the youngest coach to win a national championship. Williams fakes again, and throws to the near side. And the Tar Heel defense, led by Norris Davis, is there. Making the grab for Clemson, Ricardo Hooper.
Clemson tried a little fancy play that time. They a little fake screen and throw the ball. But number 4, Norris Davis, really came up. Now watch. He fakes it deep. Now he throws the ball short, but not. 4 will come up inside out. Good position. Breaks down, makes a solid tackle right there. Norris Davis.
Norris Davis with those 5 defensive touchdowns. Blocking that punt last week to score against the Maryland Terrapins. Williams, nice job on the pitch to Allen at the 35, down to the 31-yard line. And the Clemson Tigers have another first down, and they keep the drive going down to the Tar Heel 31-yard line. One of the most picturesque places in all of college football. Kenan Stadium in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. The first of our CFA doubleheader games on this Saturday. North Carolina and Clemson. No score. We have 11:14 to play in the opening quarter. What a beautiful day we have for this ACC showdown game. The give is to the fullback, and junior Tracy Johnson moves over the 30 to the 27 before Donnie Wallace made the tackle.
This is typical Clemson football. Little option outside, but now the fullback, number 42, Tracy Johnson, gets a good block from the left side. Number 76, Harmon, and makes a good play. Clemson is a fine football team, especially when they run the football, and that's what they're doing right now.
Second and 6 from the North Carolina 26. Ricardo Hooper moving in motion, and the pitch goes to Terry Allen. Terry slamming inside the 25, down to the 23. Inside linebacker, number 54, Brett Rudolph, making the tackle on redshirt freshman Terry Allen.
That's their favorite play. It's a UCLA play. It's a toss play. They come around in 78, Nonamaker makes a good block. 89, Pierman gets a good block. But the secret to that play was the inside-out pursuit of Brett Rudolph, number 54. He came beautifully to the inside and made that play.
Terry Allen has carried it 4 times for 25 yards. Third down for the Tigers. To the fullback. And stacked up is Johnson. He may have the first down. The officials will spot the ball. Carlton Bailey with the North Carolina tackle.
Tackle by Carlton Bailey.
If it is shy, we can certainly expect to see David Treadwell come in and kick. But the officials are going to take time here, and now they say it is a 4th down.
It's the fullback option. They just like to give it to Johnson, drive him in there. Now, if they go by the computer scouting, number 42, Johnson, will run over the right guard, number 61, on 4th down and 1. Let's watch it and see what they do.
Treadwell will not come on and kick. Danny Ford elects to go for it here at the North Carolina 21. 4th down. Carolina meets the challenge defensively, and the Tar Heels get the football. Reuben Davis with the big hit. Lee, I thought we might see Treadwell, but no, they go for it.
No, they go for Tracy Johnson, because 33 times they've run that same play, and they've made it 30 times. Remember I said before the play, they're going to run over the right guard with the fullback? Well, Clemson says we're going to call that play and we're going to make it go. We don't care if you know it, but number 93, Davis, stopped them. Great play by Carolina.
So the Tar Heels have it for the first time. Quinn Smith coming in motion. Mark May. He'll pitch it to Eric Starr. And nothing doing against the great Clemson defensive front. Here's the Tar Heel offense. Quarterback is Mark May, and he's joined in the backfield by Eric Starr and James Thompson. The receivers are Eric Lewis, Darryl Parham, and Randy Marriott. The tackles, Darrell Hamilton and Creighton Incominius. And the interior line of Ralph Pfeiffer, Jeff Garnica, and Pat Crowley. A gain of only a yard for Mark May and company, so it's 2nd down and 9. With the handoff. Starr looking for a hole. And drives it out to the 30-yard line. Here's the Clemson defense that's 2nd in the country. Raymond Chavis, Mark Drag, and Michael Dean Perry up front. The interior linebackers are Vince Taylor and Doug Brewster. The outside backers, James Earl, Jesse Hatcher. In the secondary, the cornerbacks are Donnell Wolford and James Lott, and the safeties, Gene Beasley and Richard Smith. The nose of the ball over the 30. The Tar Heels come up with their first third down situation this afternoon. Mark May will hand off. Starr has a seam. He's got the first down out to the 36. A nice piece of running that time by senior Eric Starr.
One of the things you want to do against a good defensive team is to run misdirection. Starr will start to his left. 1-2. That gets the Clemson team going that way. Number 71, Hamilton, gets a good block as he pulls, and Starr blows in there. The key to this play is the fact that they start one way to get the good Clemson defense going that way, and then he explodes up in there for a first down.
First and 10 Tar Heels from the North Carolina 37. Mark May handing it off, and Eric Starr moves it out to the 42 before strong side linebacker Doug Brewster made the tackle. 7:50 left to play in the first quarter. North Carolina and Clemson no score. Starr's carried it 4 times for 20 yards in this first drive. Starr is battling a thigh bruise that he injured against Wake Forest 3 weeks ago, still nagging him. He re-injured it last week at Maryland. Mark May to pass, flares it out to Starr. The 40 to the 47 before he's driven down by Donnell Wolford, the cornerback. Very close to a first down. The officials make a long look across the field at the sticks to see if Carolina's still in business, and they are. It's a first and 10.
That was a nice play, Bob, because what they did is they suckered a play inside and threw a little quick screen to the outside. What you do against a great team like Clemson is run misdirection plays and little flare passes because they're strong, so strong in interior linemen.
And they must continue to mix it up all day.
Absolutely.
North Carolina bidding to enter Clemson territory for the first time. The give to Eric Starr, and this time Michael Dean Perry, number 91, led the assault as Starr got the handoff, and he was hit as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage.
Michael Perry was across the line so fast he almost got the handoff, and he could have scored. Now watch 91 as he explodes to the inside. He beats number 52, Fiver, right to the inside, and it just explodes there. At 280 pounds, when he makes an inside charge, he's almost impossible to stop. They got a great defensive team.
Second and 11. May on the draw. And Starr right into the middle of that Clemson defense. And his forward progress marked to the 48. So now it's going to be third down and just about 8 yards to go.
Clemson does a nice thing here. They bring in 2 new defensive linemen and linebackers. The reason why they take those linemen in and out is so they'll be fresh to rush the passer on a third down situation like this.
Third down for the Tar Heels. Long count for Mark May. Under pressure. Incomplete. Quinn Smith, the intended receiver, and a penalty flag. Doug Brewster defending, and the penalty flag seems to indicate that it's going to go against Clemson. We'll see.
Clemson is notorious for the good pass rush. Watch number 9, Earl, come to the outside, and he makes a good break to the inside, and he just gets in face of May so that he throws the ball high. But there was defensive pass interference on number 87, Smith. They held him. He's a good prospect and a great receiver. Dick Crum is one of the most respected football coaches in the country. He's on the American Football Coaches Association Board of Trustees, and you can't get a much higher honor than that.
So the first down for Carolina moves the football to the Clemson 39. Quinn Smith in motion. May fakes the play action. He's throwing deep for Quinn Smith. It's over his head at the goal line. Lee, you had mentioned that Carolina needed to throw long today.
And they had that guy perfect. They had great protection on the offensive line. They had a perfect play. Smith went down the line of scrimmage, watched the good protection by all the offensive linemen, and he leads them just a little bit too far because he was wide open. But that's all right. What that play does right now is keeps the secondary from coming up fast, support those running plays.
Mark May has had some big passing afternoons. He led Carolina through the air to a marvelous come-from-behind win, down 20-3 at Georgia Tech. The Tar Heels rallied to win. Eric Starr. He might have had something outside, but cut it back in. A penalty flag is down. Right now, let's check in with Tim Brando.
All right, Bob, thank you very much. Oklahoma getting their stiffest test since North Carolina early in the season. Thurman Thomas runs into the official, then breaks for daylight. That would lead to a Barry Sanders touchdown, and the Cowboys are just down by 6. Back to Bob.
No score here in Chapel Hill. Clemson and North Carolina. 5 minutes and 30 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And here's Mark May. A great story, Lee, because he has overcome so much adversity. He's had chronic shoulder problems, shoulder surgery, and has bounced back to have a good senior season.
He's an outstanding student. He came here on a Moorhead Scholarship, which is the highest honor you can get academically at North Carolina.
2nd down and 5 from the 34 after the Clemson penalty. Over the middle and complete. Eric Lewis is out of bounds at the 29. Eric Lewis, a senior out of New Bern, North Carolina, making that grab.
Nice play. He'll come from the bottom of your left-hand part of your picture. That's a flanker back. Come and see him across the middle. That's a little sneaky pattern that they like to send people deep and then bring them underneath. That was a very fine play by Lewis from the 32. The reason that play works well, is the fact that the linebackers will drop deep to cover the deep cuts, and guys like Lewis can come underneath and catch it and make good runs after they catch it.
Eric Lewis will become the 7th in Tar Heel history with 1,000 receiving yards. The officials have taken a little time out here. They're going to bring the chains across the field to measure for the first down, and you see it is shy by just a couple of inches. And a change for the Tar Heels at tailback. Lee, Torrin Dorn is coming into the game to give Eric Starr a breather. Torrin Dorn may be the next great tailback for the Tar Heels. He's just a sophomore. He started the opener against Illinois, had 165 yards, then injured his ankle, and has played sparingly since.
But in this situation with a fresh back, you'll probably go to the quarterback sneak because the rule is under 6 inches, go to the quarterback sneak. You got a better chance of making it.
Hand off to the fullback. Thompson is stacked up and driven back. Now it becomes 4th down. And again, about 6 inches to go where the officials spot Thompson's forward progress. So decision time for Dick Crum.
All right, now 51 Crowley, 65 in Cornelius, all come off the ball on the right side, but boy, that Clemson linebacker's Phil. Number 40 hits him right there. Everybody comes across the line. Now they got to go for a field goal. The problem with handing the ball to a fullback is that you take the ball away from the line of scrimmage, and then it's got to come back to where it started. That's why most teams run a quarterback sneak with less than 6 inches to go.
Kenny Miller will try a 46-yard field goal. It's got the distance, but it is no good. Time out on the field. 4:16 to go in the quarter, and still no score between Carolina and Clemson. We're back at Chapel Hill. This was Kenny Miller's field goal attempt moments ago, Coach.
And it looks like it's going to be good, but remember, that man right there, that official's got the best seat in the house, and he says it's a little bit to the right. Remember, it's got to go through that goal post or above it. Now, Miller doesn't think it's no good. Why would he think it's no good? He kicked it, right? It's a little prejudice. And he's only 50 yards away from the ball.
Coming up tomorrow night, the National Football League on ESPN as the Patriots meet the Giants. All coming your way on ESPN tomorrow night. So Clemson with its 2nd offensive possession. And the pitch goes to the tailback, and Terry Allen stumbled and moves it out to the 35. No score in the opening quarter. Kenan Stadium in Chapel Hill, North Carolina and Clemson. And a dandy coming up in the SEC as Alabama meets LSU. The second half of our CFA doubleheader. Terry Allen, 5 carries and 25 yards today. Clemson operating 2nd and 10 from its own 30-yard line. Williams giving to the fullback. And a rare carry for Chris Lancaster. Carlton Bailey with another tackle. He leads North Carolina with 95 hits, including 64 solo tackles. Having Lancaster Lee at fullback is like having an offensive guard in the backfield.
They love him because they think he's the best blocking fullback in America. And when you run the I formation, you've got to have a great blocker there, but you also got to have an unselfish team player, and Lancaster is certainly that.
Clemson now getting set with a slot, and the man in motion is Thomas. Williams throws, and it's complete to Cooper, out of bounds, and that's good enough for a Clemson first down at the Tiger 42-yard line.
Williams rolls out to right, gets good pass protection. Donald, number 37, has got the pass coverage, but 25 Cooper does a great thing here. He goes as far as he needs for a first down, then he catches the ball and gets out of bounds. First down, Clemson.
This is Carolina backup quarterback Dan Walkowiak. Mark May injured his ankle, and now they're warming up Walkowiak to come into the game. Meanwhile, the Tigers have the ball. 1st and 10 at the 42, and Allen goes to work. To the 48.
Tackled by Norris Davis and Tony Cross.
Clemson is a great running team and one of the best offensive lines we've seen in the film. Now here comes 49 Lancaster to block for Allen, number 21. But the secret to this play is the right side. Phillips, number 61, in the center back. They come off the ball as well as any offensive line we've seen in the films this year.
Terry Allen averages 5 yards per carry and a leading candidate for ACC Rookie of the Year honor. And not this time. It's a loose ball, still loose, and the officials say North Carolina football. Antonio Goss makes the fumble recovery after Norris Davis popped it loose.
Somebody must have busted assignment because nobody blocks number 45. He strips the ball loose. The ball is loose right there, and Carolina comes up with the ball. It had to be a busted assignment because number 45 was in on the backfield so quick. Watch. Boom. He's in on him so quick that he didn't even have a chance to tuck the ball away. Good play for North Carolina, but they've got to take advantage of it now.
But Mark May is still in the game at quarterback, obviously telling Coach Dick Crum that ankle's okay. Handoff, Eric Starr. And over the 40, down to the 39. Eric Starr, a senior from Ellenboro, North Carolina. He's the cousin of former Oakland Raider Jack Tatum. Henry Carter with the tackle. A minute 50 to play in the first quarter and no score. The first turnover goes to North Carolina. And Norris Davis is all set for his appearance on ESPN.
He must have a diamond for every touchdown.
Mark May at quarterback from the 39, and he is hit and dropped from behind.
By guess who?
Michael Dean Perry. He is on the verge of tying his brother for the all-time ACC career record in tackles for losses.
North Carolina was going to run a little reverse play here, but 91 is so quick. Michael Dean Perry gets to May before he can even run reverse play, but it was an excellent call by the North Carolina sideline because this reverse was there. It just was Perry was so quick, he didn't give him a chance to run the reverse.
3rd and 11 from the Clemson 43. Starr slips, tackled at the 45. And again, it is Perry.
Now the crowd is booing because they thought he should throw the ball, but what North Carolina's doing here is smart. They're going to punt the ball inside the 10. Now Perry makes another good play here. He's very, very quick for as big as he is, but the thing I like about him too is he's playing with much more intensity than he ever has.
Kenny Miller is the North Carolina punter. And Donnell Wolford is going to watch this one bounce inside the 10. The Tar Heels are there to cover it. And it is down at the 6. Dick Crum told us yesterday this would be a field position game. It has been.
When people see Clemson University for the first time, they say, now that's the way a campus is supposed to look. Anyone who spends some time here knows the look is only the beginning of the Clemson experience. Some say it's the close relationships between teachers and students. Others point to the caring attitude of the entire community. After almost 100 years, the look and the experience are still working. Clemson University, facing its second century of tradition with vision.
Bob Rathman and Lee Corso at Kenan Stadium at Chapel Hill. Clemson 1st and 10 from its own 7-yard line. Nothing fancy at all for the Tigers, and they bring it ahead with the fullback, Tracy Johnson.
This is exactly the kind of game we thought it would be. It's like two heavyweight champions slugging it out. The first couple of rounds are going to feel each other out because they don't want to get knocked out. As you're looking at the scores, Indiana comes up with a big win there after a rally. Minnesota's winning. Now, the thing is going to see right now at the end of the first quarter, this first quarter's going so by so fast, we haven't had a drink of water because they're running the football.
That's the end of the first quarter of play in Chapel Hill. It's Clemson nothing and North Carolina nothing at the end of one. We'll continue with more from Chapel Hill at the end of one period of play. Clemson and North Carolina, no score, and the Tigers begin the second quarter, and they've got a second down at their own 12-yard line. The quarterback of the Tigers is junior Rodney Williams. Keith Jennings in motion, and the handoff goes to the fullback, Tracy Johnson. And Tracy has a first down over the Clemson 20 out to the 21. A junior from Kannapolis, North Carolina.
Johnson that time made a good offensive play, comes off the right tackle. Watch him hit number 4, Norris, and I believe he's hurt Norris's shoulder. Right there. He runs right over Norris, and his right shoulder is down. Norris came that time and made a good tackle, but he was too high, and when he got too high, whoop, up come Johnson and hurt him.
Norris Davis has had a rough go of it, Lee. He broke his thumb a couple of weeks ago during an off week. We'll take another look at it here as Davis is up and coming to the Tar Heel sideline.
Now you'll see as he comes underneath there, he's too high. See what I'm talking about? He's too high. He's got to get lower and explode through Johnson. Speed is power, and at the point of contact, Johnson was going much faster than Davis, and that's why he hurt Davis's shoulder.
As Danny Ford looks on, the Clemson Tigers have it 1st and 10. Williams keeps it. And he moves over the 25 to the 27. Rodney doesn't run it that often, and he looks shaken up.
Tackled by Brian Causey.
They're running a fullback and they're running the option. They're doing the same thing they thought we thought they would do. They fake the ball to number 42, and Johnson, as he comes in and breaks up the field, I think they throw his face right into the grass, and he might have had the grass get in his eye. I think he'll be all right. I don't think it's a serious injury.
Williams to the bench, and sophomore Chris Morocco will be coming into the game for the Tigers, number 8 at quarterback. Chris started last week against Wake Forest and then gave way to Williams as Rodney led the second half charge. There's a look at the sophomore from Athens, Georgia, Chris Morocco. Last week against Wake Forest, he was 4 for 6 in the air for 38 yards.
One of the things you're most concerned right now is the center quarterback exchange. Make sure you get the first one, then you can go from there.
Pitch. Henderson to the 33. All Clemson tailbacks, Lee, seem to have that great ability to cut back.
But 33, Henderson has a little bit more quickness than Allen. He got through that hole beautifully. The block on the right side by number 78, Nunmacher, and number 89, Pierman, was beautiful as Henderson exploded into the area.
And Henderson exploded last week. He had 115 yards in the second half alone and 2 long touchdowns against the Demon Deacons. 1st and 10. Morocco on the option, keeps it, and lunges to the 37.
Tackle by
Antonio Goss made the tackle for the Tar Heels.
The left upside, you got a man hurt on the sideline. As he comes down the line, the left side, number 76, Harmon gets a good block on number 45 as Morocco keeps it into the inside.
There's a timeout. Tim Goad is the injured Tar Heel. We'll check on his condition in a moment. Clemson has it. Morocco pitching. Anderson tangled up, bounces off. Penalty flag as Henderson goes down at the 36. Tim Goad, the North Carolina defensive end who was an All-ACC performer last year, came out of the game, Lee. It looked like an ankle injury.
Obviously, it wasn't there's a clip on there. What happened that time is North Carolina come from the inside out on good pursuit. Now watch, there's a toss play. Getting back to Goad. You're glad it wasn't his knee, though, because he'll be back in the action. Here's number 86, Bailey, 86, Makia Horn is in there. But let me tell you something what happened on that situation. The play was made by number 45, Goss, because he stopped everything and made number 33, Henderson, go to the outside.
On the offensive team. Second down, repeat.
So the clip against the Tigers will move it back. Their fourth penalty for 33 yards. No penalties against the Tar Heels. No score in the game. 13:27 left in the first half. And Clemson now operates from its own 21-yard line. The Clemson Tigers have dominated the Tar Heels in this arena. An incredible 9 wins, only 5 losses and 1 tie at Kenan Stadium. Henderson straight ahead to the 22, just a yard. Jumping on him there was number 97, Cecil Gray, the sophomore from Chesapeake, Virginia.
Both teams are playing conservative football right now.
Cecil Gray coming out. The Tar Heels making some changes with their defensive front. It's going to be 3rd and 17.
3rd and 17. They'll play a soft play, a nice, solid play. They don't want anything to turn it over and give Carolina defense a break. They want to play field position and punt it by next down.
Rodney Williams back at quarterback. And there goes Henderson. A quick burst of speed and out to the 34, but still way shy of a first down. Brett Rudolph brought him down.
That play was a very conservative call, but it was a very, very good call if you're the Clemson and want to play field position. They give the ball to Henderson, number 33. He gets a good block down the field by back to center, and he makes about 15 yards. They'll punt it, get back to about the 25-yard line, play defense, and they go back and forth like this until somebody makes a mistake. That's normal Southern-type defensive football.
Victor Bullock is back and ready for the punt. Rusty Sile booms it down to the 30. Bullock gets a couple of yards and crawls out to the 35. That's where the Tar Heels will start this drive after the 35-yard punt. And we'll be right back. ESPN's presentation of CFA college football is being brought to you by Dodge Import Trucks and the new Dodge Ram 15 Raider. We're going places. And by Slim Jim, America's favorite meat snack, now in the snack section of your supermarket. Welcome back to Kenan Stadium in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. First place in the ACC on the line. These two heavyweights, Clemson and North Carolina, have stood toe-to-toe. No score with 11:48 to go in the half. And the pitch goes to Torrin Dorn. And he moves it over the 40 to the 41. Dorn, just a sophomore out of Southfield, Michigan. And one of the bright hopes for the Tar Heels.
They need to get him back in the action because he's a kind of a game breaker. He'll go 65 yards and win a ball game for you. He's a great prospect.
The Tar Heels last year lost at Clemson 38-10. Beat them here in a wild finish 2 years ago, 21-20. And looking to spring a mild upset at home today to take over first in the league. This time, it's the fullback with the carry. Right now, let's check in to catch up on what's going on elsewhere with Tim Brando.
All right, Bob, in Oklahoma. Watch now. Jamel Holloway. This is the story of the game, folks. Jerry Deckard, the outside linebacker, comes up and cracks him down. The Cowboy defense has been devastating today. He hurts his left knee, out of the game the rest of the way. And then Gundy is back to pass. He's picked off by Troy Johnson. He gallops into the end zone. The Sooners do it with defense as well. They lead 22-10 in the fourth. Let's get back to North Carolina.
Thanks, Tim. From the 44, North Carolina has it 3rd down and a yard. Marriott in motion. Dorn finds a hole, bounces off a man, keeps churning. End into Clemson territory at the 48, and the Tar Heel faithful here at Kenan Stadium respond, and a great effort by Torin Dorn.
Terrific effort and a great blocking on the left side. Number 71, Hamilton, gets an excellent block and turning the man to the outside, and Dorn drops his shoulder and explodes for a first down. This is very important for a man that's been hurt to come back and hit the line to make sure that he knows that he won't get hurt again. Great effort by Dorn, number 44.
The Tar Heels with it first down and 10. Mark May handing it off. Dorn protecting the football as he hits the middle of the line to the Clemson 47. Michael Dean Perry was there along with number 81, Otis Moore.
As the game goes along and Dorn gets more into the game, they should probably try to start faking the ball to Dorn, get him to tackle him and throw the ball downfield, because Clemson is a dynamite football team when it comes to stopping what the other team does. If you get in the habit, they'll make an adjustment. Tom Harper's a great defensive coach. He'll come up with a system to stop you.
Bogmay. And again it is Dorn, and this time he is tackled in the backfield. Michael Dean Perry with the tackle, got him right around the ankles, Lee, and again able to penetrate that Carolina offensive line.
When a man is so quick like Perry is, he makes a lot of plays to the inside because he's roaming on his own. In other words, that time he went to the inside, then he came back to the outside. He's shaken up a little bit, but he'll be back in there. He's a very competitive football player.
Clemson with tremendous depth on that defensive line. They bring in Richard McCullough to take his spot. May over the middle, batted down, and getting a hand on it was the middle guard, 65, Tony Stevens.
May's pass.
Good pressure that time by the outside men. Number 96, McCullough, almost jumps offside. He gets back. But number 65, Stevens, does an outstanding thing here. He raises his hand up and knocks the ball down. But good pressure by number 96, McCullough on 14 May.
Kenny Miller punts. Donnell Wolford is deep. He is third in the NCAA in punt returns. Miller booms it. Hits inside the 10. And Carolina touches it down there. Twice, Kenny Miller has punted Clemson back inside its 10. That one was a 38-yard effort. The Heels have it when we come back. Back at Chapel Hill, a look of concern for perhaps Lee Corso, one of the most intense coaches in all of college football, Danny Ford.
Danny Ford's hero, Bear Bryant. He played at Alabama and coached for the Bears. Listen, Danny Ford's won 3 Atlantic Coast Conference championships in his 9 years at Clemson. He knows what he's doing. He's a great young football coach.
You mentioned the Bear. Assistant coach Tom Harper also played for the Bear at Kentucky. Wesley McFadden with his first carry of the day. And he's up to the 17. McFadden is a redshirt sophomore from Chester, South Carolina. Coming up tomorrow, a big day of NFL football, game day at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Then a big recap of all the day's activity at 7 p.m. And then our spotlight game at 8 p.m. Eastern Time as the New England Patriots meet the New York Giants tomorrow here on ESPN. The Clemson Tigers give it to the fullback Lancaster. Chris over the 20 to the 21. Elsewhere, the Wake Forest Demon Deacons back on the winning track as they knock off Duke. Also in the ACC, Virginia with its first road win at Georgia Tech. East Tennessee stuns NC State in Raleigh. No score in our game here. 7:50 to play in the second quarter. The first down story. Clemson has it 1st and 10 from the 21. Rodney Williams. Taken down by the shirt at the 21 by number 54, Brett Rudolph.
There's Dick Crum on the sideline. Now, Clemson and North Carolina are playing exactly the way we want to play. Smart, conservative football. But let me tell you something. North Carolina has been to 16 bowls and Clemson to 13 bowls. They know what they're doing. At times, I hate to say that, but it gets kind of boring. Doesn't it kind of like, but it's what they want to do, and it's their style, and they win this way.
Williams Complete. Gary Cooper breaks a tackle. The 40, the 45 to the 47. And Gary Cooper makes his contribution to this high noon showdown in Chapel Hill.
Terrific play by Cooper that time. He goes on a break to the outside. If you notice the quarterback 13, Williams, will roll to his right. He hits Cooper 25, and he breaks a tackle by number 37, Donald. Right there, he makes a little move to the outside and takes off down the sideline. That's what one of these teams have been playing for. A nice big play to get them in field position so they can jam it in for a touchdown.
First down at 10, Clemson Tigers from their own 46-yard line. Williams fakes, pitches. Wesley McFadden into Tar Heel territory and driven down from behind at the 42. Antonio Goss made the tackle. And Clemson is going to pick up another first down on that run.
Nice option play that time by Williams. He faked the ball to the fullback, Johnson, 42. They faked the Lancaster coming in there, and he kicks it out, and there they go around the end. Nice balance now by Clemson. Remember, the tailback, the fullback, a nice pass, and now they're driving. This is Clemson football right now.
Rodney Williams has given it to McFadden twice and has picked up 19 yards in this drive. Now Williams will throw over the middle. And it's incomplete at the 15-yard line. The intended receiver was Gary Cooper, and Victor Bullock led a host of blue shirts defending.
Nice play that time by Bullock, number 15. He got up real high and defended against it. It's an option fake to the right. Williams, 13, will set his feet. Gets a little pressure in the middle by Gold, who's back in the game, thank goodness. And watch number 15 get up real high and strip the ball away from Cooper. Outstanding defensive play by 15, Bullock.
Clemson making a change at tail. Terry Allen is back there. Lancaster the fullback. Williams keeps over the 40 and down to the 37. It's going to set up third down and about 4 yards to go.
Now, with the Clemson offense the way it is, third down and 4 is almost like third down and 1.5. Because if they don't get the first down, they're liable to go on fourth down and get it on the fourth down. They have a strong running attack and great belief, Danny Ford does, in his offensive line.
Clemson, in fact, Lee, has scored at least one rushing touchdown in 13 consecutive games. Pitch, Allen, 35, gets the first down at the 32. Victor Bullock came up to help, but not before Gary Allen turns in another good run.
That was an option play that was done on the line of scrimmage. Watch a good fake to Lancaster. Boom! Williams gets hit. Number 21, Allen is going to the outside with Bullock 15. He called that automatic on the line of scrimmage, and that's why he stood there for a while and waited and hit the weak spot of the North Carolina defense. Great play by Williams mentally that time.
First at 10, Clemson at the North Carolina 32. Thomas wide to the right. Handoff, Johnson to the 27.
Let me tell you another thing that's going on right now that looks very, very strong to me. That Clemson line is coming off the ball like they want to score this time. You know what happens a lot of times like this? A team will get along and start going along and find out more. We can whip these guys, and let's start rolling up our sleeves and finding out who's a better man.
Clemson, with the streak of scoring touchdowns, Carolina hasn't given up a rushing touchdown since the Navy game. Allen looking for a hole and finds one over the 20 and down to the 17. Victor Bullock and Dan Vuletich, but again it is Terry Allen.
Gain of 10 to the Tar Heels 7.
You just called the names of two defensive backs, right? When the defensive backs are tackling the tailbacks on isolation plays, you're winning a ball game offensively. There's Terry Allen smashing his way up in there. The offensive line from Clemson has taken over the ball game right now.
Another Tiger first down. And Johnson, the fullback, loses the football in the end zone. Carolina has recovered for a touchback. The second Clemson fumble, and this time it is 37. Derek Donald to claim it in the end zone.
This is drive coaches crazy. Great offensive line blocking. 42 Johnson is fighting for the ball. The ball comes loose, and it falls into the hands of 37 Donald. Can you believe that? A great drive, a tough drive, a good-looking play, and stopped by a fumble. Boy, that drive coach is crazy.
Popped a few gray hairs out in your time, Mr. Corso.
Absolutely. There's a good play by Donald. He was alert enough to be there and just fall on the ball.
The Danny Ford's Tigers turn it over for the second time, and North Carolina has it first and 10 from its own 20-yard line.
Danny Ford has the highest winning percentage of any coach that's ever coached in this fine league, the Atlantic Coast Conference. He's won over 73% of his games as a head football coach.
And great success against the North Carolina Tar Heels. You were talking about bowl games, Lee, and that man, Danny Ford, has taken Clemson to 5 in 9 years.
Interesting thing, he took him to the bowl. His first coaching job, first game ever, was a Gator Bowl. When Charlie Pell left, he took over for that team and won it.
Indeed.
What a way to start.
No score in Chapel Hill. 3:55 to play in the second quarter. The Tar Heels behind Mark May and a fumble. May, the quarterback, has fallen on the loose ball, and Carolina maintains possession. Just a bad exchange that time on the center snap from Jeff Garnica.
That'll happen sometimes, especially if you get a big guy in the nose of the center. The man playing on the center, Garnica, right now is 6'3", 300 pounds.
That'll get your attention.
That sure will, quickly.
Tar Heels with Thompson at fullback, Torrin Dorn at tailback, and Dorn on the delay. Trying to cut the corner. Up to the 23, maybe the 24-yard line before he is brought down. Donnell Wolford, the cornerman, came up.
Watch, Dorn gets the ball on a sprint draw, and then he breaks it to the outside. He gets good blocking on the point of attack by number 40, Thompson, but the number 20 comes up, Wolford from the Clemson Tigers, and makes a good play.
Torrin Dorn today has carried it 5 times for 19 yards. And movement. And a lot of finger pointing. We'll straighten it out after we check in with Tim Brandon.
Gentlemen, the winner of our most deceiving score award, the Oklahoma Sooners. Mike Gundy's pass tipped into the air. Defensive back Ricky Dixon picks it off. It was 22-10. That makes it 29-10. Jamel Holloway is injured, and the Sooners are a winner again.
Loss of 5 to the 18.
We're back at Chapel Hill. The penalty was against North Carolina for 5 yards. So it's now 3rd and 12. 2 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in the first half. No score. Mark May, pressure from Perry, and a sack by Perry. Michael Dean with another sack. Oh, the speed that this young man possesses despite the fact that he carries 280 pounds.
We talked about it at the top of the show. The key to him is his quickness. The top of your right-hand side of your picture, you'll see him break to the outside. He gets away from Pfeiffer, and he makes another sack. Terrific football player. Terrific football player.
Kenny Miller is the North Carolina punter out of his own end zone.
This is the way Clemson has played the game right now. They're going to try to get the ball about the 45-yard line. There's 2 minutes and 22 seconds to go. They'll run the sprint draw. They'll run an option. They'll throw a post pattern. They'll try to get at least 3 points before the halftime.
There's James Lott. The Tigers have run 2 punts back, 4 touchdowns.
And one of the reasons why you sometimes can run a punt back here is because the offensive team is most concerned about blocking, so they don't block a punt, and they fail to cover real quick. That's why most punt returns come when the offensive team is backed up and has to punt, just like this.
Dick Crum, the head coach of the Tar Heels, and now his punter, Kenny Miller, to boot it away. Lott backpedaling as Miller booms it to the 38. Good coverage by the Tar Heels, but Lott reverses his field, and he's got an opening. 50, 40, to the 30, and pulled down from behind. James Lott with the big return for the Tigers. And there's a timeout on the field in Chapel Hill. North Carolina did its job. Kenny Miller with a 52-yard punt.
He punted the ball out. Number 5, Lott, catches on a 40. But watch number 39, Nunn, right here, get the block. Bang! He knocks the guy down, and that's all Lott needs. He's signaling everybody to go, and he's down the sideline. 16. Bullock makes a good play to knock him out of bounds. But let me tell you something. That was predictable because most of the time, when you kick the ball out of the end zone, you don't cover as well.
Clemson trying to give the scoreboard some company here from the Tar Heel 31. Fullback straight ahead, and Johnson is stacked up. The Tar Heels were ready that time. A gain to the 29. Carlton Bailey and Tim Goad back in the ball game, Lee, at defensive end. He went out earlier with an ankle injury. The big number 76 from Claudeville, Virginia. Tim Goad is back in the ball game. Here's a wide open end, and the catch is made, and Clemson is going to score a touchdown. Williams picked it up immediately and found Gary Cooper wide open, uncovered, and they got the pass to him.
There was no defensive back within 15 yards. For some reason, North Carolina made an adjustment problem because number 25, Gary Cooper's out there by himself. Watch. Williams cannot believe that there's nobody out there. And 25, Cooper just catches it. It had to be a mistake on the adjustments by somebody in the North Carolina defense to leave a guy that wide open.
Gary Cooper catching his second touchdown pass of the year. David Trudwell in to kick the extra point. And the kick is good. A minute 29 to play in the first half. And Clemson stuns North Carolina. Boy, quick thinking that time by the quarterback, Rodney Williams. He couldn't get the pass to Cooper fast enough.
I'm not so sure that he didn't just see that and was called a running play. Just said, wait a minute, this is too good to be true. My mother told me it'd never be this easy. He threw the ball out to the guy. Cooper's wide open looking. Williams is looking around for himself. There's nobody in the picture. Now, that'll happen sometimes when a defensive secondary is flip-flopping people. In other words, they can wide corners and short corners. They'll get mixed up for temporarily. Watch Williams here. All right. It looks like a great shot in the paper, but I tell you what, that's the easiest touchdown pass that young man has ever thrown.
I tend to agree with you, Lee. I believe he just saw that open up right at the last second. So Dick Crum's job is made a little more difficult.
Can you imagine the way this game has gone? It was boring. Nothing happened. All of a sudden, as soon as I said that, and bing, bang, boom, they've scored. They've been moving up and down the field and everything happening. That's what makes college football great. It's just, there's no game like it.
And of all the day's activities, scores and highlights on today in college football. Tim Brando standing by at the half. He'll have the highlights, and we'll be back to analyze the first half of action here in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Style kicking it off, and the Tar Heels will return. And the return over the 30 up to the 34-yard line by Randy Marriott. So the Tar Heels have a minute and 24 with which to work here, Lee. And what do you think Mark May's got in mind?
Well, Mark May's got in mind throwing the ball. Dick Crum has got in mind we're going to be conservative and get out of there with a 7-0 loss. Now remember, a ball control running football team with 31 yards, you got to be kidding me. 31 yards they do in their sleep. But now North Carolina's got a problem. If they turn the ball over and Clemson gets another one, watch out. The game might be over.
May hands it off to Torrin Dorn and straight ahead to the 37. And Lee, listen to the boo birds here at Kenan Stadium.
All right, that's fine. They're booing because they want him to throw the ball. And if he throws the ball and they intercept it, they'll go, what's the matter with the coach? You can't win. So what you've got to do as a coach is do what you think is best. And Dick Crum has won more games than almost any other guy that's coached in North Carolina history. He knows what he's doing. He's
the winningest coach in Tar Heel football annals. And here is a nice catch made by Randy Marriott out to the 48-yard line. James Lott was defending, but Mark May got Marriott the ball. The Tar Heels are ready to go.
They're in a no-huddle offense. Now, Marriott runs a nice little quick out. He throws the ball in completion. But I tell you what, an inch shorter, and that thing might have been picked off. They've got to be very careful.
May swings it out to Torrin Dorn. Finds an opening and gets out of bounds inside Clemson territory at the 49-yard line. Dorian Marable was over there defending for the Tigers as Dorn shows that he can not only run the ball but catch it as well.
What a great play. A little fake to the inside and a swing pass. So as he can catch it, he goes down the sideline. If he gets as much yardage as he can, steps out of bounds and stops the clock. Excellent call by the North Carolina's bench.
From the Clemson 48, second down, 44 seconds to play in the half. Mark May. Pressured. Tries to get rid of it. And the pass is incomplete. Keep in mind, in college football, there is no in-the-grasp rule.
Number 91 is having a great ball game up there. Michael Dean Perry, one of the reasons why he has a great time of rushing the passer now, he knows they're going to rush the passer. He just jumps over number 71 Hamilton, runs around him. He's really an outstanding player, but I tell you what, I'm more impressed with him in person than I was in films. He's even better than I thought he was.
Mark May is 4 for 7 in the air for 23 yards. 3rd and 6. May to Thompson, the fullback, 45. Keeps going down to the Clemson 40 and is pushed down to the 38. And the clock stops with 29 seconds to go in the half. North Carolina picks up a first down. We come back in a moment. Clemson 7, North Carolina nothing. The Tar Heels have the football at the Clemson 38 and 29 seconds remaining in the first half. Mark May going over the middle, and it's complete to Lewis. Gets out of bounds to stop the clock after moving the football to the 36-yard line. 22 seconds left in the half.
22 seconds and a half, and they got plenty of time. And they're going back. May drops back to pass this time, and he hits 32 on a little crossing pattern. What he's doing right now, he's doing a great job. He's taking what they give him, little passes and throwing on the sideline. What North Carolina's trying to do is gain 20 more yards to kick a field goal. They don't want to be greedy. They just need 3. That's all.
Marriott wide to the left. 4 receivers go downfield. The pass intercepted by Clemson. At the 9-yard line, his knee was down. Donnell Wolford. That pass underthrown, intended for Clinton Smith, and Wolford has an easy pickle.
Okay, that's what I was talking about. Don't be too greedy. The Clemson defensive backs, number 20, was playing way back so that they'd have to throw the ball inside of him. Now, May throws the ball, gets a little pressure there by Perry, which makes him throw a little high. But watch, Wolford is way back there just waiting for this long pass that makes a good interception. Now, the reason why he can't get up is this is college football, and once your knee is down in college football, you cannot advance it. In the pros, he could have caught it with his knee down and ran it all the way back for a touchdown if necessary.
So the Tar Heel interception gives Clemson the ball with 15 seconds remaining in the first half. Scores and highlights with Tim Brando coming up at halftime. Rodney Williams goes down, and that will be the final play of the first half here at Kenan Stadium in Chapel Hill. So a game of field position and a game, as far as Dick Crum is concerned, of one big defensive letdown. Danny Ford's Clemson Tigers were able to exploit it on a touchdown pass from Rodney Williams to Gary Cooper, and that's where we stand at the half. It's Clemson 7 and the North Carolina Tar Heels nothing. Right now, let's check in the studio with Tim Brando.